don't waste this summer. You know what? I'll just be transparent. And here's the thing: I've spent so many years of my life gooning, playing video games, and literally doom scrolling for years on end. And now I'm getting to that age where I have to start building something for myself and build it myself. And my plan this summer is to grow this YouTube channel. I want to build it up. I want to start posting more. I want to start posting more videos with higher quality. I want to be able to dedicate myself to this channel because this is the one place where I genuinely feel that I'm able to talk about whatever I want. And genuinely, I urge everyone watching this and to get out there and do something with their summer. This is the time. This is the free time. If you're in school, if you're a high schooler, this is your time. You can use the summer to build and do whatever you want. You can use it to, pursue a career, or just stack as much bread as you can. Spend that time at least knowing that you won't regret it once you become older. And I know too many people personally who've wasted their time, playing games, and I'll be honest, I'm no better than them. But the thing is, I can see that they can genuinely build something for themselves, but I see that they're scared of taking that leap of faith. And I can understand where they're coming from. Yeah, another thing that's completely out of this topic is, I want to thank everyone who's watched these videos. I appreciate the comments, the discourse that's going on down there. And even if you're scrolling past and don't subscribe, that's perfectly fine. I make these videos with the goal of getting my ideas out there on the internet, so I'm grateful to everyone who even watches. Sorry, I'll get back on topic. The plan I have for myself in order for me to not waste this summer is, I'm gonna start reading. Reading philosophy is something that I've always wanted to do. I felt that I've become so ignorant, and being ignorant's, not gonna lie, it's low key become the norm. And I don't want to be a nerd anymore. I hated myself for being like that. And I've heard of many books. Like I think there's one called The Grapes of Wrath and Nietzsche Eden. These are philosophy books. I don't know too much on them. I tried to keep as much information for myself because I heard they're quite good. And here's the thing: literature is only something that I maybe started only liking maybe a year ago, I could say. And I genuinely feel that reading right now is something. It's giving me a feeling something close to playing video games. It's an escape from reality. It's therapeutic. Part of growing up is starting to understand that you have to get out your own head, that everything that you see, either your school or your work, isn't your whole life. You can do so many more things in the real world. And that's the place I've tried to avoid since I was younger. I was scared of other people and my inabilities, but now I have to be grown and confront it. And something that I've also struggled with, like I said before, is I struggled with, facing reality, and I struggled with realizing who were my friends and who were just acquaintances. When I was younger, I was very gullible, and I always thought that people who were nice to me would be my friends, and I saw them, stab me in the back and, just be like cruel, and how kids are very honest, and it hurt me a lot back then. But as we grow up, our relationships thin, and work and family are the main goals, and we use our time sparingly for personal time, and we rarely have personal time. So I want to try, and I want other people to try to go out there and find people online that you meld with. Like I said, it burned me very hard when I was younger, learning that many people weren't my friends, and as I thought. And you know what? The thing is, it hurt me so much when I was younger back then, but I don't regret this experience. It hurt me a lot back then, but now I'm trying to actually use the time with people that I genuinely fuck with. And man, another thing that I've been struggling with is screen time. I want to say since 8th grade, I've had that 8-hour plus screen time daily. And last week I tried to wake up and just not touch that phone. I've seen so many times for this past week where I've waken up, my first thing to do isn't to go wash my face or something. It's to go grab my phone in case something happened. But the thing is, I'll be real, I don't have anyone texting me, I don't have anyone calling me, nothing like that. So I've been using those first hour, the first couple hours of waking up just to read, get my brain pumping. And I don't want to have to keep, suffering from this brain fog that I've had for so many years. And I gotta, get that end of scrolling and all this, political bullshit, out of me. It's stressing me out when it's something that shouldn't even though this is something that's, happening, miles away in a different country, it's still stressing me out. And, I recently, a couple of days ago, tried watching my caloric intake. I used to work out many years ago, and I would say, I felt really nice, felt good. I felt, great with my body. I felt happy, felt comfortable. The most importantly. But now, but the thing is, they're just saying that health is wealth, and I'll be genuine. I'll probably go broke in the next 5 years if I keep this up. I'm not saying that it's extremely bad, but it's definitely not a spot that I know I would want to be in. And the thing is, for working out, going to the gym, that's I lost that sort of passion, a couple years ago. But hopefully, I'll try to find something else that'll let me, get out there. Whether it's like soccer or running, something that interests me, something that I can get myself behind and not feel like I'm forcing myself. I want everyone, myself, everyone watching, to not have any regrets this summer. I'd agonize over summers when I was younger because it was boring. But the thing was, I wasn't going out there, going out trying to make friends or, play games. I was lazy and I wanted to become more. Once I got older, I realized that the time I have for my summer, I could use it to actually do something that I could actually, get me money, because that was my goal back then. Yeah, but instead, I just sat on my ass the whole time. And now I'm trying to use, every waking moment to build myself into something that I want the younger version of myself to look up to. And I'm striving for greatness. And I don't want to, continue wasting my time fucking around instead of getting somewhere where I can truly feel satisfied. I don't want to be the limiting factor for my future, because I know I've always been that, and I know I can do better, and now I plan to. I will strive for greatness. Thank you for watching.